Choco Mountain. Last video. Get out of here. I don't know if it was the last video, but last session, I lamented on the fact. How many are there? Holy shit. I lamented on the fact that I always record these videos in the early morning. So I'm always tired in the morning. I am now recording this 12 hours later. Actually, I think already 11 hours later, but same principle applies. This week, with Seth going on vacation... Oh. Whoops. This is my time to grind a TF out of this game. Because at the end of the day, I doubt it's going to have a new content drop announced in like a next direct. And if there is a direct, I don't think there'll be a general direct till late August or goddamn. Imagine there's already a general direct it's out because I'm recording far enough ahead. I'm essentially far enough ahead though that I don't feel like waiting for a hypothetical direct that I do believe exists. And I'll talk about the signs. And hopefully by the time this video comes out, the direct will be announced or have happened, and you can be like, "Oh man, your signs are right." But with both the partner showcase that we had on July 31st is already the third partner showcase. Sorry, third partner showcase I actually watched. It was easily my favorite of them, but even then, it was pretty obvious that none of the heavy hitters were in it. No Elden Ring, which we know for a fact is, I believe, coming this year. I believe we know for a fact it's coming. I don't know if we know this year. Final Fantasy VII Remake, we know for a fact is coming this year. Nothing for either of those. Red Dead 2 is one of the most leaked and rumored Switch 2 ports. Nothing. No Silk Song or Hades 2 in either the indie or the partner showcase. And in theory, both of those are coming this year. Hyrule Warriors, Imprisoning War, Age of Imprisoning War, Age of Imprisonment. I actually don't know which one of those it is. I think it's Imprisoning War. No release date, just this winter. Probably a November release date, because in Australia, I believe it was Australia, or somewhere in that part of the world, I don't know if it was in a direct or like on something else afterwards, said coming this spring, which for them is this hemisphere's fall. So September through December. September 20th through 21st. Actually, I think the fall solstice is on the 22nd to the winter solstice, which I believe is 21st. So that's a range there. We have plenty of first-party titles announced by Nintendo, but we don't have release dates for any of them. I think we're going to get Nintendo, unless there's a direct, like, really soon after I make this, I think there's going to be a Nintendo Today update on, like, hey, Kirby Air Riders, because I think Kirby Air Riders is the next first-party game. Or we're just going to get a ton of Nintendo Today type drops. I think they're just getting out a lot of the smaller stuff because I think the next direct, general direct, if they don't make it its own direct, I do think the next general direct is going to have an extended Mario 40th anniversary segment. I think that's going to reveal the big holiday game. I don't think we've seen the big holiday game. Again, I think I've said it before in the series. I think Mario Maker 3. God. Watch this all age like... Everything I'm saying is either going to age like milk or age like wine, by the way. Milk or wine, that's the title of the video, Alex. Do it. Unless something better comes up, it won't. Yeah, you can tell it's late night because I'm sucking real bad. But, yeah, I was waiting for the... Bro. But, those are, to me, the major signs. No release dates. I feel like we're missing one game on their slate. Because I think at least one of the games that has been announced by Nintendo is next year. Probably Splatoon. None of the big third parties we know are coming were in the partner showcase. I don't know. I just have that hunch that one is coming soon. And again, I could be wrong. We could just get like the studios themselves can tell us. Nintendo could do like Nintendo Today drops, but like my personal prediction is that the Direct is out already. I just don't know if there's gonna be Mario Kart stuff in it because I think they have other things to focus on. And if there is Mario Kart stuff in it, maybe the series won't be fully recorded by the time it comes out. But there's a good chance I'll be knee deep in the series that comes after both this series and Final Fantasy VI are done. Because Plants vs. Zombies is going to stay a weekend for the entirety that the series is airing, because I don't want it to stop me from doing what I want to do next. I've been listening to what I want to do next music-wise, that franchise, and oh, it's so good. Should I do what other YouTube channels do, and should I like actually start giving hints to what I want to do? First, I want to see if I actually mention the game in my announcement of the second channel. I'm not going to say whether I did or not. I'm just curious. Nah, it doesn't look like I did. I did back when I used to post more. I actually posted about the February partner direct that we got last year. I watched that one and I got Epic Mickey in return. Both of the partner directs I've watched, I got good things in return. I went to bed planning on doing the indie showcase. I just woke up being like, I don't feel like it. And Googled the announcements. I haven't watched any of the trailers yet. It's just, this is gonna make me feel like this is gonna make me sound like such a Nintendo or even hell Sony simp, but indie games have a certain aesthetic. Very pixel art based heavy. And obviously there's nothing wrong with pixely art styles. I play plenty of old games, but I don't know. It makes me harder to get invested because I feel like so many indies look the same. Like if you showed me a picture of Shovel Knight and Celeste, I wouldn't be able to tell you not Shovel Knight, sorry. Celeste and Hollow Knight, I could not tell you the difference. But if you had shown me a picture of, I don't know, a game I've never played, know nothing about, Avowed, and what is Avowed similar to like some of like Skyrim Oblivion, right? But if you gave me those two, and hell, let's add Horizon Dawn, whatever that game's called. If you showed me those three images, I'm sure I could probably, just based on what minuscule I know about them, and I know less about them than I do someone like Celeste or Hollow Knight, I'm probably more accurately able to put them in. Now, I could actually get Celeste and Hollow Knight because I know what the main character looks like in Celeste. But I'm making a point. Like, even Balatro, which is a game I really do enjoy, it has that indie art style. And I don't say this is a bad thing. It just makes it harder for me to get into them. But if I actually sat my ass down and played them, oh, hell yeah, I'd eat them. I'm sure there are so many indie games I'd eat up. I also have just become also, indie platformers are typically really, really hard, and I don't like hard platformers. That's so that's a barrier of entry. And I like my big-scale RPGs. I need to play Undertale. No, obviously I don't think that's like big-scale, some like some Final Fantasies, but Undertale is actually on my playlist. 2 playlists. It's on my backlog. I don't own it yet, but it is on my backlog. I will get it eventually. But like, I don't know. Something like Clair Obscure is an indie. And I felt much more willing to play it though. Just because it looked different than indies I'm used to. Not only did it look different from indies, it just looked better than like any AAA game in like the past like 5 years as well visually. It is quite literally one of my favorite looking games at least of a more realistic art style. My favorite looking game of all time is Breath of the Wild because I love its art style. And it's just like, I'm getting, with the Switch era is when I started really spreading my wings into different types of games. That's when I started playing RPGs. Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy, Xenoblade. I tried Animal Crossing. These are all games I never really played before. And I want to be, with the Switch 2 generation, I want to expand my safety net more. I want to play more indies. I want to play more non-Nintendo published games. Like, once I beat all the Final Fantasy games, I want to broaden my RPG tastes. I'm going to start with something like Earthbound, because I'm pretty sure these days I'd love Earthbound. And I'll probably play some of the old Pokemon games. I want to play Kingdom Hearts, but beyond those, I want to broaden my RPG taste. Play different kinds of RPGs. I just try more things in general. I want to try more platforming stuff too. So I do need to watch the Indie Showcase, especially because it's short, and see if there's anything that sticks out. That's why I was going to watch it. I just woke up and didn't feel like it because I woke up later than I originally was planning. Also, it's a good thing I didn't look at the mini-map sooner because gross, I'm on the paperclip. But anyways, back to what I was saying about hinting my next Let's Play. It is a Nintendo-published game. That's hint 1. Hint 2, it is an RPG. Hint 3, I have never mained this game's main character. I have tried to main. Nope, I'm not going to say that. I think that gives it a... Oh, my phone. I hit my controller on my phone. Third hint. I'm only Let's Playing this game because I feel like I have to Let's Play a game I really want to Let's Play. There's one game I really, 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 really want to Let's Play. And it's probably the game I've wanted to play on the channel the most since I first played it. But I feel like there's other things I need to do first. This is the third variant of Crown City, I think, finally. I don't know if I should just flat out say what I want to play. I think I gave really good hints, though. Nintendo RPG. It has at least one character in Smash, essentially. Before I canceled that hint, that's what I was saying. And I tried maining one of the others. And, I wonder if I'll be over here in the open world. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Time travel. That's foreshadowing. And, fudge! What was I fudging and a fudging say fudge? Oh, third hint. There's a fourth secret hint. Third hint. Oh, the numbering of the hints is actually very, very hinty. That's hint 4. The audio froze. Did it stutter? I was looking at the TV. Did it stutter? Oh. Yeah, this is the other variant. Cash money. I don't remember this variant at all. Sorry. I'm paying attention to the game. My third hint is a part of the franchise, and one of the later entries in the franchise is the one that I really, really want to play, and not the one I'm gonna be doing first. In fact, of each of the franchise, it's multiple games. Each game in the franchise I successfully want to Let's Play more than the last. I'll f***ing say it. Xenoblade Chronicles. Oh crap, censor that post! I think I've mentioned in other videos, so I'll talk about it more here. But I really want to Let's Play Xenoblade. I really want to Let's Play Xenoblade 3. I love Xenoblade 1 and 2. I really want to Let's Play Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 3 is my second favorite game on the Switch, by the way, behind Breath of the Wild. It's what I'm listening to right now. I finished listening to the OSTs of Xenoblade 1 and 2. Maybe my favorite song from a video game ever is Drifting Souls. Or Drifting Soul, sorry. From Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 1 and 3 have two of my favorite stories in any video game ever, and my D&D campaign is heavily inspired by Xenoblade 1 in particular. Three of my favorite main characters in any video game ever are all from the Xenoblade franchise. Shulk, Shulk, Mio, and Noah. Some of the best voice acting in any game I've ever played have been Xenoblade 1 and 3. I think Claire Obscure has the best voice acting I've ever experienced in any game ever. Then probably Final Fantasy 16, quite honestly. Or Baldur's Gate 3. One of those two. But then at least one of the Xenoblade games has to be in my top 5. Best voice acting ever. Xenoblade X is now one of my favorite Wii U games. By proxy of the Switch version. Same with Breath of the Wild. My two favorite Wii U games are by proxy. Technically, I've never played the Wii U versions. I do own the Wii U Breath of the Wild. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the video yet. It's not on my shelf. I haven't picked it up. It's in my mail. It's in the mailbox, so we don't get the mailbox. We go like once a week, if even. These routes have actually been pretty fun. Gosh, I'm such scatterbrain. That's the problem with recording this at night. I was hoping to record Fire Emblem tonight, but the D&D went on long enough. Seth's out on vacation, so none of that. I like the routes more while Let's Playing than I do while casually playing, because they feel better while I'm Let's Playing, because it feels like I'm on a road trip with you, YouTube audience. That's why I like the routes. That one set of routes where I played with no comms was really fun, especially because of that vibe that it had, that session. But anyways, back to Xenoblade. Fire Emblem always will be my most played franchise. But at the end of the day, Fire Emblem's, I think my favorite video game franchise is Xenoblade. It has 4 games. I've beaten all 4 games. And I love all 4 of them to varying degrees. 3 has my favorite combat story. 1 has my favorite... is also like tied for favorite story. It has my favorite story. 2 has my favorite characters, actually. And 2 has and X has my favorite world. The open world is a large reason, is the part of why. I love Fire Emblem. I play it more because I enjoy the gameplay more, but at the end of the day, Fire Emblem has major storytelling problems. So much of the storytelling is lost in modern entries, because so much of the story of the older games was the permadeath. Like, Fire Emblem Engage would have worked better on every level, story-wise, if casual mode didn't exist, I personally think. I think casual mode would actually, the rewind, because Engage is such a basic story. See, I don't think Engage's story is bad. I think it is basic to a fault. I don't think it does anything unique. Now, I think its dialogue's bad. I think its writing's bad. but I think its story is okay. It's its writing that's bad. Because there is a difference between story and writing, technically. Story is a point A to B. It's super basic with Engage. The writing is what makes the story bad. But having the make your own story aspect, the permadeath thing that shows Okaga wanted with the earlier games, that does make Engage more enjoyable. But Fire Emblem Engage also has some of my favorite gameplay of a Fire Emblem game ever. I have a bunch of nitpicks, though. But Fire Emblem has a narrative issue, I feel, because it hasn't found the right... Because the problem is, there's some great story gameplay integration, but a lot... This good... It does sometimes come at the expense of fun. Like, Genealogy is the best gameplay story integration in the franchise, but at least extremely poor balancing, and it can be a slog at times, genuinely. Thracia just has some really weird all mechanics. Radiant Dawn has some horrible unit availability issues. Those are my 3 favorite stories in the franchise. They all have significant gameplay issues, bigger than Engage's. Three Houses has the best writing in the franchise, no doubt. It has some decent gameplay story integration. It doesn't go as far as Fire Emblem 4, though, which makes it not feel as good. But it has... But the writing and the gameplay integration have some major side effects of this. Some of the story elements are really, really stupid. Silver Snow, what the fudge? That almost cost me. You know, it stays like that. In Final Fantasy games, I haven't played all of them, but they're inconsistent. Final Fantasy 16 story and world is immaculate, quite honestly. I love it. But the game's pacing is rough at times. Really rough at times. And the gameplay, I really enjoy the combat, but it doesn't grow. Because something like Xenoblade 3, it's a very similar combat system. I find that Final Fantasy 16 has a very similar combat system to Xenoblade 2 and 3, particularly 2. So actually, I'll talk about 2 first. 2 evolves, because first of all, you have a party system. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't have that. But you can change out your blades that give you different effects. Okay, cool. But you just have a lot more customizability. Xenoblade 3 gives you so much more customizability, including classes. Oh, and you can also change characters in Xenoblade 2, which again gives you a different taste of classes. Where Final Fantasy 16, it's always Clive. And you can change out your icons, but that change is more minuscule. The changes, I feel, are more limiting than like the blade changes or the skill changes that you get from different class setups in Xenoblade 3. And just the party system, not having a party system, just makes the whole game a lot more limited. Final Fantasy 15's pacing is rough. And the game's structure directly hurts the game's tone. And the game also has some thematic issues, especially thanks to its tonal issues. So the pacing, tone issues, and the theme issues all really combine to make it's better when I think about it than when I'm experiencing type game. And I've expressed my issues already with Final Fantasy IV to some degree. I feel like it gets me a lot of whiplash with its non-stop changing party. I love Final Fantasy VI because it is a game very clearly divided into 2 things. 2 parts that lead to a whole. You have a lot more linear, strict first half that opens up is once you get your 4th party member in the second half of the game, you can go to the final boss. The game is open. the game just opens up and lets you do whatever you want at a certain point. And also all of that helps work on a thematic level as the game tackles the ideas of grief and finding purpose. And this is why I love Clair Obscur 2 so much, is Clair Obscur, it feels like the devs were like, man, I really love Final Fantasy 6 and 7. Let's do it again. Because really, Clair Obscur to me feels like a perfect build upon so much of the ideas of both of those games. Picto system almost feels a little bit like the Esper system and how magic works. Themes of loss, grief, grieving. Also has elements of Xenoblade 3. All that's all the kind of stuff that makes me love these games all so much. But like, people love the gameplay of Final Fantasy 1. People really, really like it. But I didn't like the lack of story, and I didn't like the aimlessness of it. Whereas with 2, I appreciated the story. The combat sucked, though. I think if I were to replay 3 now, I would like it a lot more. Because 3 is actually pretty good. Although a little more narratively empty than I prefer, personally. But at the same time, story to me matters most on a first playthrough. With Final Fantasy 7 right now is my replay. One of the things that's maybe takes so long is I'm just not getting into the gameplay. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to get into its gameplay right now. By right now, I mean the past like 4 months. But I'm not really paying attention to the story. Because when I replay games, essentially I replay Fire Emblem so much, I replay it for the gameplay. Obviously, first impressions matter. My first impression of Fire Emblem 3 Houses, night and day different than my first impression of Fire Emblem Engage. Because at least the Azure Moon route of 3 Houses on a first playthrough is so good. And none of my issues with that game show on a first playthrough. Because my issues with the gameplay really started to come upon multiple playthroughs. And you know, the Xenoblade games are really big games. They're not games that you replay often because they're so big. But I don't know. Xenoblade game. I don't see anything really topping Final Fantasy Fire Emblem Xenoblade for me, at least for a while. Video game franchise-wise. Is, at the end of the day, Xenoblade's short and consistent. But Final Fantasy Fire Emblem are long, inconsistent, but they offer various different things. Like I mentioned already recently, I've been thinking a lot about Final Fantasy V, and if I didn't have other things on my plate, I probably would have started replaying it. Final Fantasy V offers me a very different experience, gameplay-wise and narratively, but Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy V, honestly, is probably up there for me of what I've played so far. I'm excited, really excited, to once I finish my 7 replay, eventually, to finally play Final Fantasy X. I've heard the gripes with it gameplay-wise, but what little I've heard about the story, I think I'm going to love it. At least on the first playthrough. Is it going to be a game that I'm going to enjoy as much on replay, or is it going to lose its magic? 3 Houses loses its magic more and more with every playthrough. Until the Let's Play, at least the first route of the Let's Play, Blue Lions, playing that with Seth, brought back a lot of the joy to me of 3 Houses because I was sharing it with someone who hadn't seen it before. Brought back so much of the joy. But as the Let's Play went on and on, my re-love of the game faded so much. So much. The magic was gone again. And Engage is one of those ones where every playthrough I have different emotions on it. My last playthrough of it, I had so much fun because I did a choose my units. But I don't think I'd enjoy just a bog standard playthrough of Engage anymore. Because I've played it so much so fast. I need to do something quirky to keep me in unintentional. Initially, now it's intentional, but to keep me engaged. Awakening. The magic is worn off for me. Did I say engage? I'm going to say awakening. Fudge. Awakening, the magic's worn off, and I'm so upset about that. When I replayed Awakening last time, because I had an itch to play it. Damn. I talked about this during Fates. Damn. I was distraught by how much I was not having fun. And I'm very curious to replay the Xenoblade games. Xenoblade 3 has one of my favorite soundtracks of any game ever. I think Xenoblade 1 has the most consistently amazing soundtrack. It is the one where I like the most amount of songs. But 2 and 3 both have higher highs. But 3 is essentially just Xenoblade 2's soundtrack on steroids. There's percentage-wise, there's probably less songs that I like as opposed to the original. But oh my lord almighty. I love good title screen music. And you know what some games have amazing title screen themes are? The Xenoblades and Final Fantasy 15. Both title screen musics in Final Fantasy 15 are immaculate. And, the title screen music in, Xenoblade 3, depending on the mood I'm in when I'm hear it, can bring me to tears. Same with 1. Same with actually the post-game title screen theme for Final Fantasy 15. Like they're so beautiful, so beautiful. A Life Sent On from Final Fantasy, Xenoblade 3, maybe my second or third favorite video game song ever, as well, just like Drifting Soul from Xenoblade 2. It's just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Genuinely. Un Vietnamier from Clear Up 2. Now that's my favorite battle music, boss theme from any game ever. That's badass. That's definitely... up there. Thank you, Blue Shell. So it's definitely that, but like, I mean, I'm currently maintaining it as I record this video. By the time this comes up, it'll be done. But I've been working on my video game playlist I created Fates. I've been reworking it massively, reworking it. I've just been expanding the amount of songs on it. Now that I'm not forcing my friends to listen to the whole thing, it's like, I can now have a 500 song playlist. Right now it's at 300. But I haven't done any of the Marios or the Xenoblades or Zelda or anything like that yet. So I still gotta do that. But, sorry. Scatterbrain. There's gonna be a lot of Xenoblade music on there. There's gonna be a lot of Xenoblade music on there. Gosh dang it, before I record the next video, I'm gonna put on some music. I'm gonna crank up the damn volume of my gear and listen to Drifting Soul. I love that song so much. Every once in a while when I can't sleep, when I'm feeling down, I put on a bunch of the Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, and Final Fantasy music. I've only done this a couple of times because I've only known some of those music long enough to do that. And let my mind pour out all my emotions. You know, I don't keep them. I open up the bottle so they don't bottled in, and it helps. It helps a lot. And the Xenoblade music, particularly Xenoblade 3, is so helpful. So helpful for that. Things like Life Sent On, Homecoming from Xenoblade 3. That's a big moment. Aerith theme. I haven't done it since I played Final Fantasy VI. But Terra's theme. I'm sorry, Drifting Soul. Drifting Soul may be my second favorite video game theme of all time. It's either Drifting Soul or Terra's theme. Terra's theme recently has been a big cathartic release song for me, though. It's just, when I hear it in the right context, which oddly enough isn't in-game, it hits. Not to say it doesn't hit when I'm hearing it in-game. Like, when it played most recently, a version of it played, Awakening, I believe it was, what played. When I recorded the episode 32 of Final Fantasy 6, which was recent, by the way, for me, only 2 weeks ago. Actually, it was 3 weeks ago. It was actually quite a bit longer than I thought ago. Like, oh, man, that hit. But not like it does just some nights while I'm just like at work and I'm just like, I need to hear Terra's theme right now. And I put on Terra's theme and I listened to it multiple times. I listened to the version a couple of times, the Pixel Remaster version a couple of times, and then the Distant Worlds version, and it hits! Like I hit that guy with the red shell. It hits like that. Oh, gosh. Poop. I hit the mic. I hit Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. I hit you, Mike. I did not hit her. I did not. Well, video's over. Bye.